From October 9th to 12th, 2025, Las Vegas, Nevada will host the 61st edition of the legendary Mr. Olympia, the most prestigious competition in the world of bodybuilding. It's the summit of the iron sport, the dream every athlete strives for. Today, we'll take a closer look at those who are most likely to battle for the title and the top spots on the grand stage. We'll focus on three of the most intriguing divisions: Classic Physique, the 212 division, and, of course, the open class. Let's figure out who has the best shot at victory in each, what kind of shape they're bringing to the biggest event of the year, and weigh the odds together. And by the end, you'll have plenty to debate in the comments. First up, Classic Physique. With six-time Olympia champion Chris Bumstead retiring, three-time bronze medalist Urs Kalainski moving up to the open division, and Wesley Vissers taking a full season off, the top five in this category are shifting dramatically. That means new faces now have a real shot at claiming the crown. But make no mistake, this year's contest promises to be unpredictable. Veterans of the Iron Game will face rising stars and a few dark horses. The judges will be paying closer attention than ever to symmetry, proportions, conditioning, and stage presence. Without Bumstead as the benchmark, athletes will be judged by a whole new standard. Among the leading contenders, the biggest buzz surrounds Mike Sommerfeld, Ramon Dino, Racha Queiroz, Michael Daboul, Jose Manuel Munoz, Terrence Ruffin, Brian Ansley, and Logan Franklin. Mike Sommerfeld storms into the 2025 season as the clear favorite of the post-Bumstead era. Over the past year, he's shown remarkable progress in muscle mass, especially in the upper body. His lats, chest, and shoulders are impressively developed, while his waist remains narrow, giving him outstanding symmetry. He radiates confidence, stays composed on stage, and holds his poses longer than most. That consistency and attention to detail in his prep have made him one of the strongest contenders for Olympia gold in recent years. Sommerfeld is also the reigning Arnold Classic champion, the second biggest title in bodybuilding. Still, competition will be fierce. Sommerfeld's main weaknesses lie in his midsection and legs, areas that could allow rivals like Ramon Queiroz or Michael Daboul to gain an edge. Two-time Olympia silver medalist Ramon Queiroz boasts exceptional quads, chest, and back, with balanced proportions that give him the aesthetic judges love. He often shines during the tense comparison rounds, offsetting small flaws with strong presentation and flawless symmetry. At the 2024 Olympia, Ramon finished fourth, but his best shot at victory this year may come if Sommerfeld slips up. If he nails his peak condition and poses confidently, he could very well take the top spot, though a second-place finish still seems the most likely outcome. Meanwhile, Michael Daboul has made impressive progress over the past year, becoming one of the division's strongest athletes. His balanced frame, tight waist, and smooth lines allow him to stand out even among bigger competitors. Michael Daboul's secret weapon is his spot-on conditioning. He often shows sharper abs and cleaner muscle separation than many of his rivals, and his posing only amplifies that aesthetic appeal. Daboul had a successful 2024 season, shining with victories at the Titan Grand Prix and Legion Sports Fest Pro, followed by a seventh-place finish at Olympia. In 2025, he took fourth at the Arnold Classic USA and later captured the Dubai Pro title. The strength of another Olympia 2025 contender, Jose Manuel Munoz, lies in his balance and symmetry. Although he doesn't quite match Sommerfeld or Ramon in sheer size, his clean lines and narrow waist create a visually pleasing classic physique. His posing highlights those strengths beautifully, and he carries remarkable stage charisma. If he brings his best condition and full intensity, Munoz could fight for a podium finish, and even if not, he's still a solid bet for the top five. This season, he earned silver medals at the Pittsburgh Pro and New York Pro. Terrence Ruffin aims to become only the fourth athlete in history to win the Classic Physique Olympia title. Standing just 165 centimeters tall, he's one of the shortest men in the division, yet consistently wins over crowds with his outstanding posing. His rise began after placing in the top three at his first three Olympias. A runner-up finish at the 2020 Arnold Classic was followed by a second place at Olympia, where only Chris Bumstead managed to surpass him. In Bumstead's absence, Ruffin went on to claim two Arnold Classic titles. However, his last two Olympia appearances didn't go as planned. He dropped to sixth in 2022 and climbed only to fifth in 2023. after which he decided to take a longer break. At the end of 2024, Ruffin announced his return to competition. He added significant muscle mass and opened the 2025 season with back-to-back wins at the Pittsburgh Pro and New York Pro. Breon Ansley is the only past Olympia champion in Classic Physique competing this year. He claimed the title twice, in 2017 and 2018, succeeding Danny Hister as the king of the division. Since then, Ansley hasn't regained the crown but has worked tirelessly to climb back to the top. At last year's Olympia, he placed 5th. Experience is certainly on Breon's side. He's among the most seasoned athletes set to appear on stage this October 11th. Not long ago, Ansley expressed interest in moving up to the 212 division, but after Bumstead's retirement, he decided to stay and keep competing in Classic Physique. Another name to keep an eye on is Matthew Grega. He placed 10th at the last Olympia, but over the past year has shown remarkable progress under the guidance of renowned coach Chris Bumstead. At this year's Arnold Classic, Grega even surpassed top contenders like Wesley Vissers and Michael Daboul. Rounding out our Classic Physique lineup is Logan Franklin, who captured a Florida Pro title in late September. He also earned silver at the 2025 Arnold Classic and recently made a guest posing appearance at the Labrada Classic, where he displayed impressive form and visible progress. Last year, Logan placed 13th at Olympia, but this time he's got a real shot to move significantly higher on the scoreboard. Aside from the Classic Physique division, the Olympia also features the 212-pound bodybuilding category. Back in 2008, the IFBB introduced a new weight class limited to 212 pounds, which was later raised to 212 pounds in 2012. The very first champion of the 202-pound Olympia division was David Henry in 2008, followed by Kevin English. From 2012 to 2018, the title was dominated by Flex Lewis, who won a record 7 consecutive championships. In 2019, Kamal El-Gardmi took over the crown, and after him came Shaun Clarida, who went on to become a 2-time champion. That winning streak was finally broken by Derek Lunsford, who claimed the gold in 2021. Since 2023, the prestigious title has been held by reigning champion Keone Pearson. In 2025, the top 5 in the 212 division could include Keone Pearson, Shaun Clarida, Jose Maria Matt Borberry, Karat Baji, Roman Yushchenko, and Nihat Kaya, with Victor Alves de Olivia and Christian Zagarella standing out as potential dark horses. Without question, the dominant favorite this year is Keone Pearson. He has built an incredible physique that many consider one of the best in the world, regardless of weight class. Experts believe Pearson could already make a serious impact even in the open division. Among those experts are 90s legend Dennis James and 8-time Mr. Olympia Ronnie Coleman, who predicted that Keone could win the overall Mr. Olympia title within 2 or 3 years. For now, though, he's focused on capturing his 3rd consecutive 212 Olympia crown. His main rival, Shaun Clarida, may not be tall, but he's packed with dense muscle and razor-sharp conditioning. He knows exactly how to peak for a contest, a skill that constantly keeps him in contention for victory. In addition to his 2 Olympia wins, Clarida also holds 3 silver medals in the same division. His biggest challenge lies in his legs. If his lower body matches his powerful upper physique, Shaun could outscore almost anyone on stage. Nihat Kaya is a young, ambitious athlete at the start of his career, but already showing phenomenal form. In 2023, he finished 2nd at the Dubai Pro, just behind Angel Calderon Frias. A year later, he returned to win that same event, securing his Olympia qualification, and he's now heading to Las Vegas as one of the division's most promising newcomers. It will be fascinating to see how he performs in his Olympia debut. Another standout competitor is Jose Maria Matt Borberry, who captured his 3rd straight gold medal at the Empro Spain Pro in 2025. Before that, he took top honors at both Mr. Big Evolution Pro and Europa Pro. At each of these shows, Borberry battled fiercely with Roman Yushchenko, who placed 2nd every time, until the end of the season, when Roman finally turned the tables and took the win Europa Pro. Yushchenko, too, could deliver a strong performance at this year's Olympia. Karat Baji closes out our 212 lineup. He placed 4th at Olympia in both 2023 and 2024, and this year might be no exception, especially with top contenders like Angel Calderon Frias sitting out. Frias, the 2022 runner-up and a 2-time bronze medalist in 2023 and 2024, announced in July that he would miss the 2025 Olympia after suffering a left arm injury. An MRI revealed a triceps tendon tear which required surgery. His recovery process made it impossible to prepare properly for October's event. And now the most anticipated showdown, the open division. In my view, 9 athletes will be fighting for the top 5 spots. Samson Dauda, Mick Walker, Derek Lunsford, Hadi Choopan, Andrew Jack, Martin Fitzwater, Regan Grimes, Bahuz Tabani, and Vitalia Ugolnikov. Most likely the first 4 names, Samson, Nick, Derek, and Hadi, will dominate the top tier. Let's start from the top. Samson Dauda, the reigning Mr. Olympia, has already suffered 1 loss this season. On March 1st at the Arnold Classic in Ohio, Dauda was defeated by Derek Lunsford. Many fans disagreed with the judge's decision, yet judging by Samson's social media posts, the Nigerian Lion clearly has no intention of losing twice in a row or giving up his crown. For elite athletes, despite all due respect to the Arnold Classic, the true focus of preparation is always Olympia. We can recall last year, Samson also lost at the Arnold, that time to Hadi Choopan. But when Olympia 2024 came around, few believed he could pull it off. Yet, Dauda shocked the world by taking the title, proving just how dangerous he can be when the show truly matters. One of Samson's biggest advantages is his height, which helps him stand out among his main rivals. If he can pack on the same amount of muscle and maintain the level of conditioning he brought last year, it'll be very hard for anyone to challenge him. Derek Lunsford, the 2023 Mr. Olympia, who defeated Dauda earlier this year at the Arnold, could theoretically repeat that success in Las Vegas. At Olympia 2024, however, Derek underperformed, finishing 3rd, which clearly wasn't part of the ambitious American's plan. Both Samson and Hadi Choopan placed ahead of him. But it's evident that Derek learned from that setback, and so far this season, he's been undefeated. As I mentioned earlier, Derek Lunsford started the season strong, first taking the Arnold Classic, then on May 11th in Pittsburgh, defeating another Olympia contender, Nick the Mutant Walker. That show too stirred plenty of controversy over the judging decisions, but that only makes it more exciting to see Derek and Nick share the same stage again. Many fans and experts are already ready to hand the Sandow trophy to Walker. His current form is that good. After missing the last 2 Olympias, Nick looks like he's coming for the absolute title. It's fair to say he's never looked better in his entire career. He's packed on an insane amount of muscle, dense, dry, and grainy to a degree that seems almost unreal. Yes, people criticize his aesthetics or the varicose veins on his legs. Walker is polarizing. You either love him or hate him, but nobody ignores him. And let's be honest, the judges probably won't care much about that. If Nick shows up on stage looking the way he does in his recent posts, he could very well take Olympia 2025. The 4th man fighting for victory will be Hadi Choopan, the 2022 Mr. Olympia. The Iranian star finally received his US visa at the very last moment and has already arrived in America, training under Hani Rambad, with whom he's long worked successfully. The Persian Wolf hasn't competed at all this season, choosing instead to take a full year off to focus entirely on Olympia prep. Because of that, the only glimpses of his current condition come from his social media, and he's far less active there than most. What shape he'll bring to the stage remains a mystery until the moment he steps under the lights. But one thing's certain, his form will be worthy of the title, and Samson, Nick, and Derek won't have an easy fight. Watching this quartet battle it out will be incredible. And really, there's no doubt these 4 will decide who takes home the Sandow. Of course, there's a small chance that someone else could break into their ranks. So let's take a look at who, in theory, might just pull it off. It's unlikely that seasoned veterans like Brandon Curry, William Bonac, or newcomer Urs Kolekinski will challenge them this time. But Andrew Jack, Martin Fitzwater, Regan Grimes, Vitalia Ugolnikov, and the finally visa-approved Bahuz Tabani absolutely could make things interesting. First, Andrew Jack, a longtime contender often tipped for the sport's highest honors. He's received more hype than almost anyone recently, with many calling him a future Mr. Olympia. At the 2023 and 2024 Olympias, Andrew placed 5th. This season he finished 3rd at the Arnold and took a confident victory at FIBL Pro. Usually Jack's main issue is mass. His quality is there, but he lacks overall size. If he can add dense muscle without sacrificing his stunning proportions, he could finally push higher than 5th. Martin Fitzwater, who cracked the top 4 at last year's Olympia, could theoretically repeat that performance. But in 2024, Nick Walker wasn't competing, so the Prague Pro champion and Pittsburgh Pro bronze medalist will now face far tougher opposition. Repeating that success won't be easy. Personally, I find Fitzwater a bit overrated. Someone like Vitaly Ugolnikov might surpass him. Vitaly has made huge strides recently. His legs are among the best in the division, maybe the best. Only Rubiel Mascara can really rival him in that department. But legs alone don't win Olympia. The upper body has to match. Judging by his recent posts, Vitaly's upper development has improved significantly. Still, social media and the stage are two very different realities. If he manages to bring that same form to Vegas, he could seriously contend for top honors. Finishing in the top 6 would already be an incredible achievement, but I have a feeling the judges might still place Jacked and Fitzwater ahead of him. Vitaly could also be challenged by Behrouz Tabani, the Iranian athlete who, against all odds, finally secured his US visa. For the first time in 4 years, despite qualifying each time, he'll finally step on the Olympia stage. His chances are hard to predict. Tabani is a 2-time Dubai Pro champion, a solid competitor, though he's never competed in the US, let alone against the world's very best. In Dubai, he's beaten names like Nathan Diasha, Tonio Burton, and the veteran William Bonac. How he'll look against the top pros and how the judges will view him is anyone's guess. Still, his unexpected arrival adds intrigue, and that's exactly why we love bodybuilding. And finally, there's Regan Grimes, the last athlete worth highlighting as a possible surprise success this year. Personally, I really like Regan's look. His massive upper body combined with a tight waist gives him a classic old-school vibe. To me, Grimes is the complete opposite of Walker, aesthetics over brute mass. Maybe this year the judges will shift the standard of beauty and reward that kind of physique. Or maybe, once again, they'll favor sheer size and volume. Either way, we won't have to wait long to find out. That's all for today, friends. Share in the comments who you think will be the favorites at Olympia 2025.